3-hour and 37-minute stream. Thank you guys so much for all of your participation. I'll turn this down a little bit.
Actually got it run in 4 days.
It's important. And you got it up
All right.
No need to judge anything. It's fine. All right.
So, we made it, ladies and gentlemen. We successfully made it. And we got one final donation from me. I'll read it out anyway, even though I wrote it. The final donation of Trashathon and the gold meter. We have $90 from myself. This is for every time I forgot to change the game on stream, which was approximately all of them. Perhaps missing 2. Other than that, every single time. This is for every swear word I dropped. Too many to count. This is for every 30 minutes ahead or behind of schedule we were at any given point. This is for everything I forgot during Seasons After Fall, which was likely more than half the run. This is for everything I left behind at Swamp Palace when I was going into dungeons that I didn't need to go do. With that, the goal is met. Thank you all so much. So let me just give multiple shout-outs in order. First off, thank you for the runners. I threw this together on short notice. Trashathon as an event has existed conceptually for a couple months, but existed on paper, on like spreadsheets, in documents, for less than 2 weeks at this point. So everyone who participated in this event in any capacity did so on what I consider to be short notice. And you all did a absolutely fantastic job. Nobody no-showed. Nobody was even late. Everyone was surprisingly early. The only thing we had really throwing off our schedule in the negative direction was a simple bad case of RNG. That's literally it. Thank you to everyone who donated. We met our goal. The goal was 250. This is 250. And I'll bring out the disaster board just because the neighbor is requesting it. Alright, this is the disaster board right here. We only had 4 disasters. We have the 40-minute Because Echoes reset. We had the 30-minute Seasons After Fall Let's Play percent, where I seriously have 30 minutes to save. I could redo that run right now and save that much. Our third disaster is the fact that I literally never changed the game with the exception of approximately 2 times. And lastly, at multiple points today, we've been, at this point, almost 3 hours ahead of schedule. So the schedule went to hell, but you guys were adaptive, you worked with it, flexible, and we made it happen. Another thing, audio was almost entirely streamer side, and except for minor complaints and a couple of glitches that we fixed pretty quickly, there were no real audio issues. And audio, if you don't stream, if you're just a viewer, audio is one of the hardest things to get right. And you guys did a great job working with all of this. Once we got the rhythm going, everything went pretty well. And we can just kind of pick it up from here and take what we learned. We can put on a hell of a marathon. Some other specific thanks. Senator Malinkar, a.k.a. a bunch of other accounts, a.k.a. my neighbor Evan. Thank you so much for coming in clutch. You were the only reason I got 3 hours of sleep, which is a lot more than I should have got. You were the only reason that I ate in the past 2 days. You are pretty much the only reason, like, this crap happened with fewer disasters than it did. So thank you a lot, dude. I owe you beer. Thank you to my commentators. I don't know all these games. As a matter of fact, I know very little about many of these games. So whether you were doing the run yourself, and doing the commentary, or whether you brought in your own commentator, whether you are that commentator that got brought in, like, you guys just did a great job. Like, the content was good throughout, and I feel like with the rules that were limited but in place, we just put on a hell of a show. Big shout out to Testicular Cancer Society, who showed up in Twitch chat. They showed up for the event. I didn't like email them or anything. I didn't tell them. They just found out. They said someone is raising money for us. Let's go say hi. They came. They said hi. I'm super, super pleased with that. Shout outs to Tiltify for making, like, this software is pretty easy to use. We had a couple technical hiccups, but you got technical hiccups with everything. Software worked pretty much flawlessly. I'm very impressed. I will likely be using it again. I like it. Good job to the Tiltify people. Shoutouts to Twitch TV and shoutouts to Cox Communications. We've been streaming for 33 hours and 43 minutes. We have encoded 30.36 gigabytes. In frames, that is 7,288,328 and climbing as we speak. You know how many frames I've dropped in the last 33 hours and 44 minutes? I've dropped 2,380 frames. Let's pull out a calculator real quick and do the math there. If we're assuming 60 FPS, which is what I'm streaming in, out of 33 hours and 44 minutes of footage, we have lost less than 40 seconds in drops. Shout outs to my internet company. Cox Communications are the real MVP. Holy crap. Shout outs to my parents for not making fun of me when I told them I was going to do this over the phone. Yeah, just imagine, multiply that many frames by how much damage. Yeah, shout outs to Cox. When we're benefiting the Testicular Cancer Society, Cox came in clutch. Shout outs to the people at Horero, or Orero, however you care to pronounce that, for making easy to use scheduling software. Google Docs and Google Sheets and Google Forms. A little difficult to use at times, but it worked. Nightbot for getting the spam out. Discord for being pretty much the best software that exists for like any sort of games related communication. Live Split for being a great splitting software. All these great game developers for making all these great games. Especially the Tooth and Tail boys. Pocket Watch Games are MVPs. Some very specific shout out to Toko Tomcat, who showed up like literal last second. And everybody who did some last second extra runs. Shout outs to my boy Elmo with the number quest. All the runners, all the viewers, everyone who donated, thank you so much. You guys are the ones that made this happen. I typed some stuff into a computer. That's it. You guys were the ones who showed up, did the runs, actually knew how to do them, and got things the way they needed to be. We made 33 hours and 46 minutes of content out of a literal shitpost. I remind you, when I started talking about this marathon, I was joking. I didn't think we were going to do this. I didn't think we could do this. We did this. We did this shit. Good job. I'm really tired. Now, the question that everyone is asking, is there going to be another one? And if so, when? So, I've already thrown around the name Recyclathon because it's going to be better quality, but still something somebody's throwing away. Yes, it's happening. The when, I'm not sure yet, because you see, when you plan an event like this, there's two sort of competing factors. On one side of things, the further out that you plan a thing, the more likely people can plan for the thing. So if you know, like, if you know GDQ's coming in January and in July, that's when it always happens. You can plan on that being a thing and let everybody know that's where you're planning on going. But even then, for a lot of people, they aren't capable of planning that far out because you never know what work's going to bring or life's going to bring. So for some people, it's the opposite theory. People really won't know whether or not they're going to have the free time until like days before, sometimes hours before. There are people who told me this week, hey, I can't make it to Trashathon, and made it to Trashathon. So it's doable. As for the when and for the where and for the why and the how, we're going to go with somewhere most likely in February or March. Those are going to be, at least for me, my most free times. As for how long it's going to be and like the level of it, my goal for next time, this is lofty, but I think we can do it. My goal for next time is I think we're going for 1,000. Whatever charity we decide to support, if it's TCS, if it's somebody else, $1,000. If we got to do a week long, I'll take off work. We can make it happen. But we need to put on a marathon that's worth $1,000, which means we probably need to put on a marathon when nobody else is putting on a marathon. That's concern number one. We got to work on that. But we'll go for it. February or March is the tentative date. Go ahead and start working on some runs, the kinds of things you're going to want to see. And I'll go ahead and start the wheels turning for the planning process. As for the future of this channel and the events, I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm super burned out. I have done event after event this year, and especially these last few months, my weekends have just been shot with events. I mean, I'm playing D&D for upwards of 12 hours on Saturdays. Some of that's on stream, and that's all me. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing events. But holy crap, I'm burnt. So I'm probably going to have like 2 more major tooth and tail tournaments this year, and that'll be literally it until next year, which, I mean, this year is pretty close to over. We got like a month and a half left. So that's the goal. We're going to make our way to just pulling a couple more events, getting me the rest I need, getting me in a little better physical shape. My God, I need to be working out more. We need Swole-a-thon 2017, where the reward is protein powder. So, let's see. Deku asked a question. Is there a best layout award? All right. Let's examine. I'm going to check my PMs because I got a lot of them via PM, right? So this will be on the other computer. So basically, Dragolina posted his in chat. I'll go ahead and say the one I did that I'm most proud of is probably the Twilight Princess HD one by far. Yeah, Toko Tomcat gets the honorable mention award for having a very good looking layout, but like that wasn't the goal here. In terms of trash that I received, I gotta give it to Shrek, dude. That Shrek layout was the actual best thing with the Crocs. Let me pull it back up. It's over here somewhere. This one is also like, this has got to be second place with the big fat anime timer. But like, why is there holes in everything? Why is it not showing up? I don't get it. Oh, that's why. There we go. This embodies the spirit of Trashathon right here. Look at the white holes in the font. So you know he hit fill after the fact. Look at the fact that the marathon name was an afterthought, and so was Steve from Smash Mouth. That was in per my request. Look how dank this is. This win. I named this the victor. This is just the greatest. Silo Simon, you win the layout award. This is the Trashathonist of Trashathon things. And if we're going for trash runs, I really can't name a third place. Second place, Dragolinus, your reset because echoes. That threw us off a solid 43 minutes. That's second place, but I'm sorry, y'all don't got me. You cannot step to my level of not even remembering how to do your damn run at your own marathon. That's trash. You want to be trash, you got to be like this. This is how you trash. All right. So with that, it's 5:25. I've slept for about 3 hours. I've got to be at work tomorrow. But again, I can't thank you guys enough for participating. I had an absolute blast this weekend doing this kind of thing. We did some good stuff for charity. We made a whole bunch of content. I will be doing the long, slow process of cutting this up into various videos over the. Yeah, Detrof gets third place for submitting a run and then canceling it. But yeah, so it's going to take some time to get the VODs up because there's literally 30.5 gigabytes of data here. It's going to take forever for Twitch to load it through the highlight. So cutting that up is going to be a process that's probably going to take some time throughout the week. Can you have the complete vid? If you can download it, dude. You're the one streaming in 500 bitrate, and you said you got like, what, less than 10 down? Yeah, it'll take you like a week and a half. So, good luck there. All right. With that being said, I think it's time to call it a marathon so I can get a shower, get some sleep, and get up in the morning and go back to being a normal, less trashy human being that is actually gainfully employed. But of course, we got 18 viewers. We need to decide who is in need of a raid. And oh my god, my boy Hereta Man is derusting Link Between Worlds. Let's hit him. Good night, guys. I'm going to give this guy the host and go ahead and spam. Let's see. Just pick an emote. What's the trashiest emote we can think of? I need an emote that's trash. Okay, yeah, Ayla Mouse. We'll spam Ayla Mouse in Hereta Man's chat. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you guys next time. Stay trashy.